UTSA softball coach Vann Stuedeman's weekly media availability the week of February 9th, 2026. Roadrunners coming off hosting the UTSA Invitational. This week, they'll head down to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for the Puerto Vallarta College Challenge. Coach, you can start us off with an opening statement, and then we'll open it up to questions using the raise hand function.
Thanks, everybody, for being here. I would like to thank everybody for, especially all the UTSA athletic department, and the pouring out of support and hard work and personal sacrifices and time and investment into putting on an incredible experience for our fans, our student athletes, the city of San Antonio, and UTSA. We put on a great tournament this past weekend. Had over 6,700 people in the gates for a softball event here. It was historic, and really thankful for that. I appreciate all the hard work, and would have liked to see a little bit of better softball from UTSA. And moving forward, we have a lot of things to get better at, and some confidence to be taken away as well. Some wins that we were able to pack away in our confidence tool bag, but definitely want to start moving to the win column.
Sean?
Coach, a player who really seemed to show a lot of improvement from last year is Taryn Madlock. What have you seen from her in the offseason that's allowed her to perform so well so early in the season?
I knew from day one of meeting Taryn that she was special, and that she would put in the work, and that, I believe, is just in a nutshell. She has put in the work, but not just physically. And when I say put in the work, I mean mentally. She has made a decision to be competitive, to trust herself, to trust the process. She's been resilient. She's been diligent. And seeing the process pay off for her this weekend, and you're not saying it so quickly either. Like, she's put in the work since she got here. She's a junior, and last year she struggled and just stayed the course. And I hope she gets to continue to see the rewards of that diligence and that resiliency and that belief in the process, and what you do every single day equals the outcome, not the outcome equals what you do every single day. She is a really great example, but I do believe it's the mindset and a belief in the process. What we do today, plus today, plus today, plus today, equals our season, our careers, our lives.
Arlette Hernandez is a young pitcher that you brought in who performed pretty well this weekend. What drew you to recruiting her, and how do you think she'll be able to contribute this year?
Well, I do think she's going to be pretty special. She's got some really good movement. At times, our catchers can't even handle her. So we've got to get a little bit more time in the bullpen with them. Ball spins so much, it just spins right out of their gloves. And that's really what we saw is that her spin rate is high, and which you want it to be 1,600 or above, and hers is about 1,800 on her rise ball. And she throws with some velo. 66 is where she kind of sits, maybe 64 to 66. And she's got a good little change up. I think if she gets a little bit more confident with her off speed, she's really going to be something special. But I really like her poise on the mound, especially as a freshman. And her stuff is really good. And I do think she showed some bright spots there, and definitely some learning points as well. But overall, I was impressed and happy with her poise and her composure on the mound this weekend.
When you look at that Nebraska game, obviously I know that's a game that you'd like to have won, But, facing the number 9 team in the country, and realistically, you can look at that and think if 2 or 3 things had gone a different way, that the Roadrunners might have come out on top. How does that kind of help with confidence, and how do you speak to your team about, the potential they have to win games against teams of that caliber?
I think it's a belief when you get on the field. I think right now we're in a situation in our shift, our culture shift right now, in a situation where we're still trying to prove it to ourselves after we get on the field. Like when we do something good, oh, we can do this, instead of walking out there with a little bit of confidence and swag, and we are going to win the game, and then being surprised at the end of the game that we didn't win it on the scoreboard. I think there's a little bit of that going on. And then also, you have to be in those pressure situations. We had bases loaded with 1 out, and we had 2 strikeouts at the plate. And those kids, both of those kids, are awesome players. They have to feel that. They have to feel that to be able to perform in that. And I think the more times that we are in that situation, and the more times that each player gets to have that feeling, you get more comfortable, and then you can start producing in that. So I just think teams, you have to be there. You have to experience. You can't say anything for experience. Experience is the best separator. And I think we, need to go out on the field with confidence, and we needed to feel some of that pressure early, and I think it'll help us down the stretch.
Yeah, you talked about shifting the culture. Who are really the leaders in the clubhouse right now that you think are leading that charge for the team?
Yeah, good question. I think Taryn Madlock, with her, is really leading by example. Just the amount of work and resiliency and belief in the process and the mindset that she is bringing every day. I also think Sam Mundine, she is really pushing the team to raise its standards of each other. I think she's doing a really, really good job of that. Sabrina Wick does a good job with coming to practice every day with intensity, playful. Yet it's playful, but it's intense. It's every play is all out. She's chasing down every single ball there is to chase. She's taking intentional cuts every at bat, every rep at practice. And then I also think Caitlin Ledbetter is the glue. She keeps everything in the working fashion. She makes sure everybody has on the right shirt. She makes sure everybody's batting in the right order in the lineup. I guess you could call her the nurturer of the group. But those 4 kids are really pushing the team to move forward and change where we've been and change where we're going.
Sean?
You mentioned Samantha Mundine, and she's a player from the kind of the greater San Antonio area who you brought home from McNeese. She made some defensive plays this weekend that were just absolutely spectacular. What do you think the addition of her to your team will do from a competitive standpoint, and then what effect does she have on her teammates as well?
She is really setting the bar high for her teammates, and they are responding, and just expectations, raising the expectation, raising the level of play, the belief. She's very confident, and or appears to be, right? So that is something that we need on our team. We've got to get out there like that, and you can go coaching cliches. If you think you can, right? So maybe she's doing that. I don't know, but she's confident. She looks confident, and then it happens for her. So I think bringing that swag on the team, not to mention she's not afraid to hold people accountable of their actions on the field. She's got a huge impact in, she's also got a very high softball IQ, which is really helping out those teammates around her. And she works hard. So she loves the game, and it's she's really touching every facet of our team in some form or fashion.
This was your first 3 games here at UTSA where you weren't the one managing the pitchers. So a little bit of a two-parter. What was that like for you, not having to keep such a close eye on the bullpen? And how did you think Mac Morgan did in her first 3 days at UTSA?
I think our pitching staff is so much better as a whole. We are more composed. We are more competitive. And I attribute that to Mac in the bullpen every single day. And I attribute that to, Coach Natty in the bullpen every day. And her fierceness. She's a fierce competitor, and she is getting that from her pitchers. And I thought she did a great job with the pitch calling this weekend. She is confident. She's fearless. And again, competitive, fierce. She's fierce. And I was able to manage the team a little bit better, manage different facets of the team without having to call every single pitch, and being able to pour into some of the defensive plays and talk to the players a little bit, maybe being able to have some more defensive or offensive strategy that I hadn't been able to really focus on. So really frees me up to invest in the strategic execution of the game. And I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really proud of Mac. And her pitching coach from Texas this weekend was crying after the weekend. Like, she's just so proud of her. She's really doing such a great job. She's a bright young pitching coach, and I hope we can keep her around because she's a good one, and I'm thankful to have her.
Did she know ahead of time that she was doing the lineup exchange with Texas, or was that a surprise?
It was a surprise pregame, and she handled that like the winner she is, and that was a special moment, and that was really fun. And I made sure all the photographers knew so we could get some good pictures of it. And man, we got some really good ones, embrace and a handshake, and that was really cool. That was a special moment. And I think when they announced her as the assistant coach, you could hear a roar in the outfield stands of the Texas fans cheering for her. So she's loved by the Longhorns, and you should love, if your Longhorn is listening, you should love her. She's a great one.
All right, if there are no more questions, we'll close with that. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Birds up.